KZOZ.com online, that's how you can find us. Let's talk football. Let's talk the Red Zone Challenge. These are the 5 closest games of the week, according to the MGM Sportsbook in Las Vegas. Jeff Kingman is right there, kicking some ass right now at 29-16. He leads this group of losers.
I believe my numbers might be better than some handicappers. No, I'm serious. With this year in the NFL, I'm not saying that I'm better. I'm saying I just lucked out on some picks, I think.
What do you think, Ollie?
That's a pretty good success.
I think he's kicking our ass right now.
Well, that is
embarrassing.
True. I mean, it is true.
It's near 66%.
From worst to first.
Yes.
Ollie, you're at 23-22, and I'm the lamest. And this is how it should be, right? I'm at 22-23, a game under 500. And so the order this week, after last week's setup, Jeff will go first after going 3-2 last week. I will go second after going 2-3. And Ollie, thank you. I don't feel so bad after you went 1-4.
That had to be my worst week all around since I do fantasy, I do these radio picks with you guys, and then I gamble. And I just got my ass handed to me on Sunday, and I got a cold on top of all of it. It was like the worst day.
But the anniversary party was fun, right?
I had to watch my kids. I didn't make it to the anniversary party.
Yeah, you're a babysitter with a cold and a bad gambling problem.
Yeah, okay, just put last weekend in the rear view, okay?
Yeah,
well, come on. Baltimore was supposed to win at home. They were supposed to beat Pittsburgh on the road. It's not as good. And come on, Baltimore should have won that game. I don't know what happened there. And then, the Rams. The Rams, I was pulling for New Orleans. I have no idea why I picked the Rams. Probably because I think Jeff picked New Orleans, and we were trying to get a game on him.
It's dangerous when you try to play catch-up. Yeah, I saw the line, speaking of the anniversary party, I drove by on Saturday morning because I had to go pick up something in Paso Robles. Keep in mind, this is like an hour before it opened up. And the line was already probably about 50 to 60 deep of people just waiting there for the doors to open.
There was a good 500 plus people here, and I always I know we're a pretty big company, but when I see that, I'm always surprised. I'm like, oh my God, I keep forgetting how many people are in love with this, with Firestone.
Well, it's beer, for God's sakes, and it's Firestone, and you guys know how to throw a party, and I bet your food was better. I don't want to knock this because, I like these folks, but I was at a wine thing in Avila, and I got to tell you, I bet the food was, and the beer was probably, they didn't have any beer, but I bet the food was better at your thing. That's where they were wrong, then. Yeah, they had no beer.
The beer was definitely better, that's for sure. No, the food was great, too, from what I heard. They were serving ceviche and all sorts of good stuff.
Pappy's was at this thing, and I didn't know they do a ceviche. They do it on Sundays, and it's a little spicy, and oh my God, it's the best ceviche I've ever had. So, if you know where Pappy's is in Pismo Beach on Price Street?
Yes.
Yeah, it's worth the John on Sundays to try their ceviche. But no beer there, so I had to drink. The only thing they had with bubbles was called Pet Nat, and I had my pinky out when I drank it.
What is it?
It's called Pet Nat, short for Petrol Natural. It's some way of making a sparkling wine like a champagne in the bottle, and they can turn it around fast, is what I found out. And it was dry and it was good. It was really good.
So but if anybody wants to get the 22nd anniversary special release, is it still available, or did everybody buy it up for the 22nd anniversary party?
No, it is still available. That party, when we release it at the party, it's the first chance you'll actually have to purchase it. But now you should start to see it at different locations, different stores. So it's a national release. So you should be able to find it anywhere that we sell Firestone.
Right.
And what I heard was there was a couple of winemakers that made it.
Yeah, so it's a really cool thing. Matt Brendelson, the brewmaster here, has a bunch of winemaker buddies, and what happens is we make all of these barrel-aged beers all year long, and we do our single releases. So we'll do Parabola or Velvet Merkin, and so what will happen is we'll do some one-off beers, and we'll have all these barrels available. The winemakers come in and they'll taste through what we made for the year, and then they have the chance to blend up any of those barrel-aged beers into whatever kind of mix they want to make it, and then they do a blind tasting where everybody who's done a blend will actually taste through what the blends are, and they'll vote on it, and whoever gets the most votes, that's the anniversary beer for the year.
So the person that's voting for their own beer doesn't even know that they're voting for their own beer.
Exactly.
That's
they
blind.
might have no
I love
idea.
that. I love that.
So I know one of the guys that was in there is Terry. His name's Terry Hogue. He's a winemaker in Paso, and he used to be an NFL player. He played for the Georgia Bulldogs. He was like an amazing free safety.
Bulldogs?
Well,
So
he
is
went to
it
school at the
NCAA?
University of Georgia, right?
Oh, okay.
And then he ended up playing for, I know he played for the 49ers. He played for the Saints. He's got a couple Super Bowl rings. He played for the Redskins when they went to the Super Bowl. I thought he played for the Raiders. But no, here it is. He's played for the Arizona Cardinals, the Houston Oilers, the San Francisco 49ers, the Washington Redskins, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the New Orleans Saints. Oh, my God. But he's been on 2 Super Bowl teams, and super cool dude. But since we're talking football, it's cool that a football guy made the winning beer.
Yeah, they get bragging rights. Then, a lot of times they show up to the party with either a championship belt on or some type of outfit. So it's pretty funny.
I just know that Terry's really tall, so having Matt stand next to him had to be a great photo.
I'm sure it was. I got to check it out. I got to see it.
All right, let's do the picks. All right, so it's Jeff, Jeremy, Ollie today. And, boy, this is interesting. I need to make up some games. I'm 7 back from you, Jeff. 1 back from Ollie. Oh. I feel like this is the week I'm going to make my move. We'll start off with, how about tonight, football, Thursday night football. The 6-2 Carolina Panthers travel to see the 5-2-1 Steelers. Steelers at home, of course, the favorite in this one by 4. Steelers favorite at home over the Panthers, Jeff.
Amazon, Fox, NFL Network, big winners in this one because I think this is the best game of the week. I really do. And we get it on Thursday. Don't even bother watching Sunday football. It's a bunch of turds on Sunday. Thursday night. Thursday night is where the prime time is at. This is a tough one to pick. I think both teams seem to be peaking right now on where they've been for the rest of the season. Carolina's defense showed it has some chinks in it, and it can be exposed by Tampa Bay last week in their comeback bid after getting down by a lot of points. Give me the home team. I'll go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think no left bell distractions this week is probably a good thing for them. So I'll go Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay. This is, you want to pick the Steelers, right? Because they're at home, and it seems like the right thing to do. But Carolina's been playing some good ball. They beat the Ravens. They beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
That North Turner is a sneaky good offensive coordinator.
Are you trying to talk me into picking another loss against you? I don't know. This just feels a little too good. I'll take the Carolina Panthers on the road with the win in Pittsburgh.
This is my coin flip game of the week, despite the spread.
Yeah, I agree. This is a coin flip. I like the way Cam is playing right now. Both of these teams are kind of coming into their own when they need to right now. I feel like the Steelers need to keep making a statement, and it's Thursday night. They're home. I'm going to take the Steelers also with this, just because Thursday night games, man, they tend to just kind of come in with the same game plan. And if they were able to, if Tampa Bay was able to score points on Carolina, I think Steelers should be able to do the same thing here. I'm taking the Steelers.
I like it. All right. Next up, Jacksonville. The 3-5 Jaguars travel to Indianapolis to take on the 3-5 Colts. This should be Thursday night boring football. This has got to be the worst game of the week. Colts favored by 3 at home, Jeff.
Over under on this one. Vegas has it listed
22?
47.
Oh, okay.
47. So not a bad over under.
I guess I shouldn't pick.
Not a bad over under. Actually, which game do you think has a higher over under? The game we just talked about or this one?
the previous game.
Yeah, you're right. By 4.5 points.
Yeah, I would
51
hope
and a half.
so. I would hope so.
51 and a half. I'm going to go with they're getting Fournette back. That is the cornerstone of their offense. Defense still strong. And
Fournette will be out by the halftime. He'll have twist his ankle or something.
I still think it's a hamstring problem.
Or whatever.
I still think if they can ride Fournette, I like Jacksonville's chances on this. And I still think that the Colts, it's just a huge question mark at their offensive weapons every week. Huge question mark. And I think Jacksonville's defense with a week to rest, I like the Jaguars in this one.
All right, I'm going to go the other way because I need it, and I think I think both these teams suck, and I'm just hoping that something happens great for the Indianapolis Colts, and I like Indy in this one.
I also like Indy in this game. I have two teams that are going the opposite direction. I feel like Indy is getting better, and that Jacksonville, the quarterback situation, man, I every week it feels like, who's coming out to play here with the Bortles. So
who is it when Bortles isn't in there? Who do they bring in?
It's bad Bortles.
Oh, Dr. Heckle and Mr. Hyde. I got you.
No, that's the thing with him. Is he can come out and he can be really good one week and then really bad the worst the next week. Which if you played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would get you benched. But he doesn't. He plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and for some reason they keep going back to the Bortles. Well, they're gonna try. They gotta get a quarterback next year.
I think they will.
It's got to be so frustrating because this is a good team on paper with good weapons at every position and a good defense, except for the most important position, and that is quarterback.
Yes, absolutely. And I feel like he got injured right at the right time for Bortles last year, where they were going to have to pay him regardless. Mm-hmm. So they ended up just signing him to that contract, and so now they're kind of stuck with him. But yes, they're going to have to do something to unload him and get a real quarterback in there. They just can't win with that guy. So anyway,
next up we got the Redskins, 5-3 Redskins traveling to Tampa Bay to take on the 3-5 Bucks, and the Bucks are favorite in this one. They're a 3-point favorite over the Skins. Jeff.
Tampa Bay and Atlanta, very similar teams. I call Tampa Bay Atlanta light. That's what Tampa Bay is, because Tampa Bay throws interceptions. Matt Ryan does not throw interceptions. And I'd like to say Fitzpatrick throws interceptions, but he throws interceptions and Jameis Winston. So I'm just going to say Tampa Bay. Their collective quarterbacks throw interceptions. Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to remain the starter this week, from all reports out of Tampa Bay. I like Washington to rebound in this one. I'm gonna, even though they burned us all last week, I'm gonna stick with the Redskins.
All right, and I'm so glad you brought it up. It's a very bad edit, by the way. I'm going to go with Fitzmagic. I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay. I'm going to go with them at home. I feel like Washington is struggling a bit right now.
Yeah, they got beat up last week.
I think this is the opportunity for them to go. I think, obviously, Ryan Fitzpatrick is really trying to prove something, and he wants to keep his starting position, so I like them. Who do you got, Ollie?
Is Washington good or not? That's the question here. Last week, I didn't know what the hell happened.
They're Bortlesing it.
They really are. In Tampa, if Fitzmagic is on, he can score some points. What the hell? I'll go with Tampa too. I don't want to root after last week's just terrible performance at home. Screw Washington. Let's go with Tampa here. I want Fitzmagic to score some points. I got him starting on fantasy, so why not?
Washington's weird because they did this earlier this year. Remember, they had the Colts at home, and the Colts were supposed to be terrible, and they got beat up by the Colts at home, and then they rebounded the next week and beat Green Bay. I mean, is the Washington is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, or Dr. Hyde? Is it Dr. Hyde or Mr.
It's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I believe
that's Washington Redskins, and it's tough to pick them. And it's funny because it seems like they find their way into our picks every single week.
It really does.
These next two games are pretty easy for me. The Giants come to San Francisco. Santa Clara to take on the 2-7 49ers. The Giants, of course, 1-7. 49ers a 3-point favorite in this.
I think you guys are going to be surprised by my pick in this one. They had a week off, even though San Francisco kind of had a week off too because they played on Thursday.
And they played Oakland.
Yeah.
God. Oh, God.
Yeah, so they really had 2 byes.
I mean, Gruden, why do you even show up? I mean, what? I guess you got to show up. You get paid to be there.
San Francisco's a really sexy pick, but I don't believe in third-string quarterbacks to have 2 stellar performances. And you don't need a stellar performance against the New York Giants, but they are thin at running back in San Francisco. And I just think that the skill positions for the Giants are out to prove something. I think Eli's out to prove something. I think Odell's out to prove something. Saquon's already proved something this year. And I don't know. I think it'll be a bit of a rallying point for the Giants to show that they're not giving up on the season. And I just have a feeling on this one. I'm going to go with the Giants.
Yeah, this is interesting. They got the one win, and it was against Houston, and Houston was really having a hard game. I mean, their offensive line was struggling. They failed to put points
Bill
really
O'Brien
on the board.
was almost fired after that game, and now he's probably going to be coach of the year.
That doesn't make any sense. If you watch those Houston games, it's like, how did they keep winning? It's all luck.
They don't really average. Yeah, I mean, their points, they score about 15 to 17 points a game on average. There's one game when they put up 27, and that was 31 against Carolina.
The Miami game was. Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Giants.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about.
And so I just don't know if they have the offense to beat this third-string quarterback named Nick Mullins. I went to school with a Nick Mullins.
Not that one.
He was a choker. I don't think this guy is. I'm going with Nick Mullins. I'm going 49ers, baby.
SF. Boy, I like your rationale there, Jeff. God, I don't really have a feel for this either. What really happened there? Did the Raiders? I mean, it was painful to watch that game.
I think this is complete fool's gold. This game. I think this game is complete fool's gold. I think that everybody's like, "Oh, the Niners are back. We got a savior." And not that the Giants are the team to smack them in the face, but any team in the league besides the Raiders will smack them in the face.
Yeah, couldn't you just see Barkley just running up and down the field this game? And he has his 40, 50-point fantasy game.
You got to keep Odell Beckham happy because he cries about everything. And this is the type of game where he could go off for 160 and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going with the Giants on this. I hate going with Eli, but I'm taking the Giants anyway. Yeah, come on. Second start, if this quarterback can do what he did last week, I think the Raiders wanted another first-round pick, and they just rolled over. I think there's a lot going on in that Raiders camp right now, man. I can't watch any more Raiders games. That's it for the season.
The Raiders are going to finish worse than the Buffalo Bills, which is
they are.
Saying
That's
a lot.
exactly what I walked away thinking too. I'm like, they're worse than the Bills. At least the Bills have a defense.
Well, you know what? Bad news, Ollie. The Oakland Raiders had a defense.
I know. Now you're making me depressed.
Sorry, buddy.
On a Tuesday morning.
Final game of the week, Atlanta traveling to Cleveland to take on the 2-6-1 Browns. Atlanta sits at 4-4, and they're a 4-point road favorite.
I have gone with one favorite this week. Make it 2. I'm going to go with Atlanta. I gotta keep that Vegas line.
Is this not pretty obvious? Atlanta.
Yes, 100% agree. I think Atlanta makes a run here, and I think they get wild card talk here, and all of a sudden we're at the end of the season. We're like, how did Atlanta sneak into the playoffs?
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen.
I'm with you guys.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck this week. Good luck on your bets. Good luck on your babysitting.
There'll be that one team in the playoffs with no defense, the Atlanta Falcons.
Exactly, the Saturday game.
Now, just a heads up, I will not be here next week. I've got a little vacation with the family, so I will just be emailing my picks in, and you guys will be doing this.
Sounds good.
Or texting,
have
or
fun on your vacation.
How
my
will we
friend.
survive without the last place person in the Red Zone Challenge?
I'm not going to be last place after this week because I disagreed with you on every single game except for Atlanta. I'm hoping to gain 4 on
Either
you.
you'll really be in last place, or you'll make up some ground.
I'm not coming back from Mexico if I lose all 4 of these games to you. All right. See you, Ollie.
All right. Bye.
There goes Ollie from Firestone Walker Brew. You can win 2 tickets to go to the Invitational if you can beat everybody in the 805. Win a trip to Hawaii, beat the nation. We got some cash to go to Firestone, the brewery, or the tap room. KZOZ.com to play the Red Zone Challenge.